Howdy and aloha, everybody. This is James with Montauk. Um, just want to say, it sucks, man. It sucks because we lost two. No, we didn't. We lost. You know, here's the difference. Don Lemon, his career is like maybe a little over a decade. Tucker Carlson, however, that guy's been around. He's been on MSNBC. He's been on CNN. He's been on everything. But what's interesting is, Don Lemon and CNN part ways. That's keep it nice, keep it, and then Tucker Carlson is gone. Tucker Carlson is gone, right? And I'm going to explain that for you real quick. So what we have here is, if we can get rid of that, let me just get rid of that real quick. Okay. All right. You have a you have a group of people out there that work for, these are all these studios. It's got CNN, Fox, NPR, excuse me, PBS, CNN, and MSNBC, etc. These are huge, gigantic facilities, and they're everywhere. There's a facility for news in New York and LA and DC and Washington, all over. They have, there's billions of dollars being thrown into this, and these people get paid, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 a year. Most of them, the big ones, get millions, 6, 7 million, 30 million for some. But who pays their salaries, right? No matter what, who pays their salaries? And the overhead, and pays the CEOs, to keep these corporations and the corporations. News networks are corporations. But the thing is the people that pay them to put out whatever they want. It's what they want to hear and what they want to say, right? So when you start doing your own journalism, which doesn't exist anymore, your independent, free thinking, questioning authority, critical thinking type, you know, question authority and sources, and it sources at every turn, you know, digging up real information. People like Julian Assange gone, right? That there's no longer real solid journalists anymore. Tucker wasn't the epitome of journalism, but he had a serious career with CNN and MSNBC and a bunch of other, besides Fox. Don Lemon is shit. He's just some guy they picked up off the street somewhere. So it's nobody really gives a fuck about Don Lemon, honestly. Answer so who pays the salaries, the overhead, and the CEOs of these multi-billion-dollar corporations? The answer is the 1%. Okay, and the 1%, the parasitic elite, the global elite, the monarchies, the oligarchies. Right? There's these extremely powerful CEOs and people that run and have giant shares in businesses, in the military industrial complex, big pharma, and other large industries out there that are controlled and managed and overseen by these just extremely. You think Rupert Murdoch is rich, but he's pretty rich, but he's not it. And you think that Elon Musk is rich and Bill Gates, but there are people out there with so much wealth and power that you don't even know about. But they run this show, right? And there's a group and a team, and they have these cults and these unities. The biggest thing they want to have, and this is the biggest point here, no matter who they put in there, if you're not towing the line of what's necessary for the oligarchs, the 0.001% parasitic elite for them to be on the better end of the stick as usual. If you're not towing that line, and if you're not following the narrative and the instructions and the script, and if you go too far off, you're gone, right? They will fucking let you go. And it takes a lot of money to operate these fucking giant places, to put bullshit in your head, to literally pack as much feces in your brain as possible. And that's these are gigantic operations. Gigantic. So when you think you're listening to, and every time you get information from these people, you need to make sure that when you're getting information from them, because it's all information, you're processing it every day, every second, whatever, every millisecond, you have to understand that they have a job, and their job is not to serve you. That's the biggest takeaway you guys need to take from this show, which most of you know. Anybody that listens or watches this, you'll know that that's the bottom line. They don't give a fuck about you. They follow what their advertisers tell them to. And Boeing and Lockheed Martin and Pfizer and Moderna and et cetera, are what makes this show, this presentation available to be broadcasted across the world. It has, and they have to follow that. And if they don't follow that narrative, then they're gone. Now, here's the reason that Tucker got fucked up. Okay, let me see if I can get this one here. Let me get rid of this real fast. All right, so there's this giant group of people, right? And we're talking about the Council on Foreign Relations, the Trilateral Commission, Bilderberg meeting, aka under the guise, or the, like I said, the World Economic Forum is not the problem, but it's where all these fuckers meet. This is where the club is, like the yacht club. This is the Davos meetings are the yacht club. Anybody that's connected to the World Economic Forum, right, is probably a sick, pedo, satanic, crazy motherfucker. It's very apparent, and that's been out for a long time. But these groups here, Bilderberg, Council on Foreign Relations, Trilateral Commission, they own all this. This is their stuff. This is how they're part of that. And these are a bunch of gazillionaires, right? Gazillionaires, not billionaires. A gazillionaire is they've got so much fucking money, they could, Lake Erie, they could fucking fill Lake Erie with dollar bills, and it's still not enough to fill it. Yeah, they just got a shit ton of money, a shit ton of power, a shit ton of influence, and it's just sad. It's been that way for a long time. But these people that are a part of this, like, for example, like the Bilderberg meetings, he goes to Rupert Murdoch, right? This is the fucker. He's the one who made the final saying. I mean, and all these other, these are just, I can't, let me see if we can zoom in and get some of these people. Nah, it's not even worth it. But I think you're understanding what I'm saying, and then I think you're also understanding, when I shrink this back, I'm going to read it for you. All right. The same corporation, okay? The same corporation the corporation owns the company that pays Rachel Maddow and the company that pays Tucker Carlson. This is the reason it is so difficult to trust the news. You must try to understand that The entire system is rigged against the 99.9%. Or the 99, to shorten it up. But I posted this a while ago. This is a few years ago. But I've had this picture and I've shown it for forever. And most of you understand this. They don't work for you. They don't give a fuck about you. And all these people could care less if you fell over and died right now, or you continued, because their new program and their new system, their new agenda, right, is to depopulate as many people as possible. They want to do 2/3. It's on their fucking websites. They talk about it and brag about it all the time. So I don't want to hear, no, you can't be the case. That is the fucking case. That is the fucking case. Okay. Now, here, let's get rid of this. But you understand, there's this giant monopoly that controls all this. And if you're not towing the line, and the biggest toe of the line, which people don't even recognize, is non-unity or divide and conquer. Okay? Again, the biggest fucking thing they want out there all the time, no matter what, is divide and conquer. It's the greatest tactic. I don't care. They don't care if somebody's right about this, or somebody's right about that, or somebody's wrong about this, or somebody's wrong about that. They don't fucking care. But as long as there's division and they're throwing shit out there that'll keep you divided, right? That'll keep you at arms with each other instead of knowing who the true enemy is. That's it. That's probably the biggest reason why they got rid of Tucker, because he was starting to bring up information that was clearly stating that mainstream media, even the people I work for, have been fucking lying to you. That's what was happening, right? January 6th bullshit, right? I mean, the list goes on and on. Russiagate bullshit. Now they're starting to expose Hunter Biden, which we all knew was a real laptop, and we all knew was a real story. You saw the pictures, you seen the videos with but the connection of money with that. I mean, there are dozens of things. We just found out that, yes, the CIA planned and killed John F. Kennedy. That is a real thing, and nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about that. That's documented, exposed FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. Information came out. Not a fucking mainstream, none of these people here are talking about it. That is a proven fact. Right? 9/11, bullshit, inside job to protect the $2.3 trillion that was missing just before, the day before Donald Rumsfeld was talking about it. Oh, we just don't know where that money went. And the only places to find out where it went was where those explosions happened. Where those implosions, those demolitions happen. It's fucking insane. So, I've always said the variance is this. Every time they say there's a new variant, the real variant is all these fuckers. Every single one of them. Right? Of course, the World Economic Forum, World Health Organization, CFR, NIH, FDA, CDC, right? Health and Human Services, PBS, Democrats, some Republicans are fucked up too. There's a lot of fucking compromised, not as much as the Democrats. The Democrats are all in with the World Economic Forum and their eat the bugs and all this other fucking you'll own nothing and like it shit. It's crazy. But all these, Reuters, of course, AP, Associated Press, MSNBC, Fox, and then on Twitter, everything's set up and ran by these fucking the giants, right? Everything's ran by the giants, right? All the not, all these facilities are ran by the the corporations. I mean, the oligarchs. It's I don't know what else to tell you. Well, I do know what else to tell you. That's what I'm telling you now. But it's very apparent. Hold on, I'm trying to get that. Is that it? There we go. I don't get too much into it. This is part of the process. This has been going on for too long. Everything on TV is bullshit, unless it's and you can't. It's hard to believe stuff out there. I mean, there's technology, there's CGI, there's deepfake, there's so many things out there. It's hard to trust now. What I always say. What I always say is use your five senses, because what I used to say was if three of your senses can confirm it's the truth, then it probably is. If your five senses, or four or five senses, then it's definite. It's fact. I mean, it's got to be 99.9% fact. So, but the thing is with deepfake and Unreal Engine, if you've ever heard of it, 5.2 or 5.1, or I'm not sure which one they're on. Being able to create fake scenarios on TV, impressive. You got to be careful because you don't know what you're only seeing and what's a backdrop, and it's hard to tell if that person's actually in that country or not in that country, right, or in that stage. So if I can see it, hear it, feel it, that's some pretty serious senses. I'm gonna go with. I think that's a good 99, 95% gonna be accurate, or 99% accurate. But if you can smell it, taste it, also, then that pretty much clears that. I mean, it's that serious. It's that crazy right now. It's that nuts. You've got to be careful what you're looking at, and you've got to do your own research. So everything I'm talking about, I never say to anybody, "Oh, it's fact." Well, I do know what is, I'm not, okay. I think I've said that. What I'm saying is, if I say it's fact, or if anybody else says it's fact, or then you need to still question it, even if I've said it, or even if I say you may want to look at it, right? Which I should start saying more. But as far as all these companies and all these influences and the Bilderbergs, the Center on Council on Foreign Relations, Trilateral Agreement, and all this other guys, the World Economic Forum, yeah, that's very commonplace. That's fact. I mean, go research it. All right, but the thing I wanted to talk about Tucker is he was dividing people, right? He was just fucking just dividing people, and they didn't like that. They didn't like the fact that Tucker was dividing everybody. Where the hell is this? Here it is. Right? They didn't like that. They didn't like the division here. Right? They didn't like him. Don Lemon was a great divisional tool. He was one of the best. There's a lot of them out there. But what Tucker was starting to reveal is what we had in common is that there are some people out there that do not give a fuck about you, and he was revealing that. They were lying to you, right? January 6th, big bullshit, orchestrated. I mean, it's all, you could see it. The guy they threw in jail with the fucking raccoon man with the horns, he was escorted through the fucking building, right? He was also fucking telling people with a bullhorn, leave, get out. Let's, but he was told to go in. This, it was a giant psyop. They picked him out of the crowd, or he was part of it. Who fucking knows, right? But that was a giant psyop. There's just so many of them out there. You got to be careful. Uh, you know, Rumble, Odyssey. Be careful on YouTube. But there's some other platforms out there that people are starting to uh, reveal a lot of interesting information, and I think you guys really need to do that. Yeah, this Tucker's release or firing or letting go of had nothing to do um, with a particular um, what the fuck, one of his shows, particular show, one of any one of his, particular uh, piece that he was trying to get out. The narrative, what was happening is it was bringing more people together to watch it. Remember, unity, and I'll leave you with this. Unity is the reason, excuse me, unity is the scariest word to the oligarchs, to the 0.001%, to the pedophilia, groomer, fucking sick, motherfucking sociopathic, tyrannical, uh, crazy fuckers that are actually pulling the strings or behind the curtain on all this shit, right? And it just isn't Obama. It's the unity, getting people to understand that they are being played, they are being fooled, and then they've got to do something about it. Which I always say, go to DIYliberty.org or stopthewf.org, or call your congressman. And I always say this: call your congressman and say, no World Health Organization bullshit. We don't want to fucking be a part of them. No CBDC. We don't want to be a part of that. And you need to get your your mouth off the balls of the World Economic Forum. Just say it like that. Fuck them. They should be listening to you, right? And the number you call is, I know it by heart because I call all the time, 202-224-3121. That number again is 202-224-3121. Aloha, everybody. Unite. Unite. Okay? Whatever your differences is, whatever your problems are, I don't know if you're divorced, if you're not divorced, if you're separated, if you're not separated, if you got a problem with your employer or problem with your family or whatever, you got to unite. Right? Okay. Being pissed off and upset at somebody for telling people to fucking take the jab and all that stuff is gone. Right? We're fighting for this country right now. You're fighting for actual freedom, because once CBDC comes in, it's game over. Game over. They won. A handful of people now have you by the fucking, you know what I'm saying. That's it. It's over. You'll own nothing and like it. You will eat the bugs. And 2/3 of the population will be gone within the next 10 years. Easily. It's already happening now. Thank you for watching Monotalk. Have a wonderful day. Aloha. Or try to have a better day. Unite. Unite. Unite.